Okay, so the trick to learning throwing is you're going to start from the handle, and you're going to be fairly close to your target. Number one thing, always put shoes on, because in case you miss and it bounces back, it might hit your foot. So from here, you're going to always throw like a baseball with rotation. Use the hips and the hand in the front to aim. So just like a baseball, and you're going to throw from this side first. So it won't make any rotation, it will go straight, and it will stick straight, hopefully. It sticks this way, you're too close, and if it sticks this way, you're too far away, or too much flicking of your hand, like too much rotation, so you have to play with that a bit. Then you back up about a half a step, or a step, and you're going to change the grip to the blade side. Never this way with the blade side, because when you throw it, it could cut you when it's leaving the blade. So always this way from that side. Now it's going to make a half a rotation to stick. And then you'll back up one more step and you'll throw again from the handle part. And now it will make a full rotation. Okay? Okay, one other thing I wanted to talk about was larger knives. This is, I guess what they call it, Marine's knife with a rubber handle, so they don't lose it when they go in the water. It's a K-bar type of knife, they call it, the design. And it's, I don't know what to tell you, it's maybe 8 inches, 7 inches long. But the thing with larger knife is obviously it's less rotation. So when you throw this one from the handle, same thing. Always throw with power. Never throw like this, like a dart, from the front. This is for dart players. If you're going to be throwing knives, you got to throw them like a baseball, right? So you're going to throw it full power, and first time, don't whip your hand like this. It's more like a straight when you let it go. The way you let it go is going to dictate how it's going to go straight or not. Okay? So first thing, again, start fairly close to your target. Number one lesson, always wear shoes, because in case it bounces off and stabs you in the toe, believe me, it can, just by dropping it, you can see what it can do just by dropping it. That's with no power behind it. Unless you're quite far from the target, then you'll switch the grip. And again, always never from the blade side, always from the back side. And in that case, it will rotate a half turn to hit the target. But you got to play with your distance, and it's practice, So you're going to practice close first, and then step back a bit and go from this side, and then step back again and take it again from the handle. All right. you should be able to throw from kind of any angle, not just like baseball, but also like underhand, like you know, the ninja, they do throwing star, you know, like that kind of thing, or you know, underhand like this. Depends where you have the knife. Sometimes it's hidden like this, you know. You might want to throw from here. So yeah, without cutting yourself, of course. Okay, guys and girls, so that's the basis of what I wanted to show, and couple of notes. Number one thing, always check wherever you're closest to, like your state or your province, whatever, because blade over, I think it's in different areas, different things, but if it's over a certain length, it's illegal to carry on you. But I guess if you're going camping or something like that, it's not too much of a problem. Don't you dare let me catch you trying to go out hunting with a knife like this or something, or throw it at an animal. For one thing, you shouldn't be eating animals in the first place. I don't eat them, you don't need to eat them. Second of all, if you did throw it and you actually hit him, you might not hit him in the right spot or something, and he'll bleed a slow death, and he'll drag your knife off into the forest or something, and you'll never find it again, and he dies and you lose your knife. So don't do that. All right. Number three thing, you know, I don't like to talk about fighting, but in an emergency situation, I guess if somebody comes at you and he has a gun and you have a knife, I wouldn't throw it either, because if you throw it and you miss, you'll lose your weapon. So that's the downside to that. Okay, so it's a hobby, and you know, have fun with it, but don't be stupid.
Another thing, don't throw at trees. The reason we don't throw at trees is because of the curvature of the tree. The knife could ricochet in an odd angle and hit somebody nearby. Secondly, you'll lose your knife. And thirdly, you cut the bark from the tree, and eventually you kill the tree. So that's three good reasons not to throw at trees. Get yourself some old boards and make a throwing board. One final thing I wanted to touch on before we go is the types of knives. Now, there are throwing knives. A good brand that I like is Hibbon, they call them. And the other thing is not to limit yourself to throwing knives. I mean, you could throw all kinds of cutlery, really. Basically anything. Of course, there's different weights and balances and what have you, so it's just kind of like a feel. But we also practice with throwing those long nails from railroad ties, or even those short shovels that they use in the army, that you can actually shave the front edge of them to make them sharp, and some people throw them too.